Hey guys, it's Harry and Miska here. We're just going to be talking about nutrition today. We're going to kind of cover the first part real basically, so we're going to get straight into it. So we all know that there's three main nutrients, macronutrients that we need. Protein, carbohydrates, and fat. Okay, so we need those three. Protein is like the building block for the muscles. Carbs is like energy, and fat does a whole bunch of stuff, like insulates the body and sorts out hormones and stuff like that. So you need all three. And the other thing what we all basically know is that you need a certain amount of calories every day. Could be like 2,100 to maintain your weight. If you want to gain weight, you want to have a little bit more than that. Caloric surplus. If you want to lose weight, you have maybe like 500 calories less than that basic calorie intake. So that kind of covers it real basically. Okay, now we're going to get into like I'm on a plant-based diet, and Miska is on
pretty regular diet, so
yeah.
sort of like a food plate diet, almost.
Yeah. Cool.
But let's start with yours. What's the first thing you would think of when you're planning out your diet?
Because I'm on the run most of the day, most of the week, I really like to plan my meals ahead. So I do a big bulk shop, and then I cook like maybe, it's pretty messy, but I cook like big pots of food, and just like have, most of my lunches and dinners throughout the week. Yeah. So when I go to the shop, I get most of my protein from, say, beans, and you got tofu, and there's like pulled oats, stuff like that. I don't like to eat too much tofu. Yeah, pulled oats and things like that. Yeah. Okay. How about you, Miska?
As I do it now, I'll be more planning one day ahead rather than the full week. But then, if I do have time, like on Saturday last week, I did a full-on meal prep for several days in a row.
Yeah.
So I have meats ready, and then it's pretty easy to just add vegetables or rice to that.
Yeah. Nice. Cool.
But I think it's key, as you say, that one does planning ahead and knows that you have enough food for at least the day after, and you're able to hit breakfast, lunch, dinner, and maybe one snack or two snacks, depending on how much food we need.
Yeah, definitely.
And maybe the thing to think of, at least on a normal diet, I mean, on any diet, is that all foods should contain all of these things, all of the macros. So you have, in terms of calories, about the same amount of proteins, the same amount of carbs, and the same amount of fats. And then, depending on what kind of profile you have, if you're a high-level athlete or if you want to lose fat, then you change those around a little bit.
Yeah.
But the basic diet is just about the same amount of each thing.
Yeah.
And that's in terms of calories. Fat is 9 calories per gram.
Yeah.
Carbs are 4, and protein was 4 also.
Yeah.
So the amount of fat is smaller compared to the other ones.
Or like calorie dense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It might be good to notice that alcohol is actually also 9 calories per 1 gram of
alcohol. Yeah.
Yes.
And what do you say about beer? It's like drinking. You say?
Yeah, well, if you drink a beer, it's basically the same thing as drinking a light cream, because it has the same amount of fat, or, well, alcohol.
Yeah. So I think it's important to know like your habits, and if you're eating lots of refined sugars and stuff like that, you should, they're not. You got to know that these things aren't the best for you, and if you're having the alcohol, you got to take that into account. Of if you're putting on loads of weight and you're drinking loads of alcohol, then you should put those two together, just like that.
There may be a correlation.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sorry.
everything is about habits. If we do drink alcohol or eat sugars on a daily basis, then that will have an effect. If it happens once a week or once a month or once every second week,
No big deal.
it's not a big deal, exactly.
Yeah.
But what we do on a daily basis is really important.
Yeah.
And if we don't eat lunch and breakfast and dinner, then that calorie intake will probably come from something less foody.
Foodie. Yeah. Yeah. Just crap. So we were saying that it's probably a really good idea to kind of once every 2 to 3 months for a week, count how much you're eating in the calories. So how much protein you're having, how much carbs you're having, how much fat you're having. It's kind of unsustainable to do this like forever, in my opinion. Some people can, I can't. But if you do it like every now and then you've got that kind of measurement, and you can say, like I'm having too much of this, too much of that. It's good to have that measurement every now and then. Yeah. So if we talk about like the plant-based diet, you've got to be a bit more careful about getting your nutrients in. So there's some omega-3s that you need to watch out for. Omega-3, especially the DHA, as opposed to the other one, which is LDA, something like that. But it's harder to get the DHA omega-3s, and omega-3 is pretty important. The other one is obviously B12. You can just take a supplement for that. That's not a... Someone at the door? Okay. That's not a big deal. The other one is iron. You can get this from your greens. Should we open up? Or
How much left do we have?
not much. Iron, and then your fats. You can get these from avocado. And the other one we were talking about was the seaweed.
Yep, DHA.
Ah, right, yeah. So you can get it from seaweed, which is awesome. Seaweed. Fats, iron, yeah, vitamin D, which most people are insufficient in anyway, especially in Finland when the summer's so low. And what else have you got? Yeah, so you just got to be careful about, like, do a bit of research there.